Today we are going to be making some simple classic blueberry jam. Doesn't that look good? I just love the texture of these jams. They're more like a spread than anything, and I just absolutely love that. But pardon the noise, I have the air conditioner on today because it is 110 in the shade today. So yeah, this is the time of year where the air conditioner is going to be on, and I'm sorry you guys are going to have to deal with the noise. Here are my berries. I already measured them out. The recipe calls for 2 1/4 pounds, and I measured everything out in kilograms as the recipe called for, and it calls for 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of the calcium water, 1 cup or 200 grams of sugar. For this recipe I'm going to be using the cane sugar that I got the other day at my Azure haul, and I measured it out just like the recipe said. Even though I'm not using granulated sugar, but I'm still using the correct amount of sugar, and that's the key to all this. And remember I told you in the last recipe when I was smashing up those berries, and being as my shoulder is still a little tender, I'm going to use my mini food grinder. I only have this amount of berries, so digging out my great big huge food processor over there didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, so I just dug out my small one. And it really is important to me to have different things for different size jobs. And I love the idea of having my little mini one in case I just want to do a small job, or I have my big food processor over here for my larger jobs. All right, so let's get started. Two teaspoons of the calcium water, and I do remember I made this last time when we made the strawberry jam, and I keep it in the refrigerator. So see, I have enough to do a couple of more batches here. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of the calcium water to my berries. And I'm going to bring this up to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, I'm going to add my sugar and pectin mixture. Got my jars heating. Take that one out. Okay, this time I'm not going to overfill my jars and have them exploding on me like they did last time. I'm only going to fill my jars, leaving a 1/2 inch headspace. That way I'll have a little extra to put into a 1/5 half pint. This is my second time making this blueberry jam. I absolutely love it. My favorite one so far. It's time to get some canning done. I have my water bath canner set for 10 minutes, and here it's letting me know that it's canning. The canning is started, and once it gets through the 10-minute process, it'll start a 5-minute cool down, and as soon as it cools down completely, it will give me another message that it is done. And I'm going to carefully remove the lid, and I'm going to open it up away from me so I don't burn my face off with this hot steam. And I love this site. I didn't see any shattered glass or anything floating around in there. It wasn't supposed to be. Just 5 beautiful jars of blueberry jam. And I was quite pleased with that. Now, it's being as I have the air conditioner on, I had to cover them up with a towel. That way, they cool down completely. And this is a beautiful towel that my cousin Linda Roed made for me, and I just absolutely love it. And you already know that I have to sample a little bit, and look at that beautiful, beautiful blueberry jam. I just love the consistency of it. It just spreads like, oh my God, it's absolutely amazing the way it spreads. And my loaf of bread I cut them in and wrapped them into 2 pieces, and that's normally what I have for breakfast is 2 pieces of toast. And as you can see here, it is spreading on just like I told you it would. It's just absolutely wonderful. And look at that. Too bad you don't live closer. I would share it with you. And my bread is all wrapped up, ready to go to the freezer. Okay, my Saturday project is done. And here's my jelly. I let it sit overnight. Took the rings off. Got it marked. These are going in my pantry. Because the last batch I made, I didn't make it where it was totally shelf stable because I only let it water bath can for about 5 minutes. This time I didn't fill my jars up so extremely high where they would explode on me. So, and I was able to get 5 pints plus this little guy. And I made some burger buns for my neighbors and a loaf of bread for me for next week, because as hot as this is sandwich weather. This is not turn on the stove and heat up the house like I just did with baking all this bread, but that's okay because I'm done. I'm done for the day. And don't those look good? Yep. I'm gonna have one for dinner tonight. And I fried me some chicken fingers, and that's gonna be my sandwich. And I have a salad in the fridge, and I am ready to call it a day. And here's my chicken sandwich, and I'm going to dress it with some homemade honey mustard that I made a couple of days ago. I will list the recipe in the description box if you're interested. And I tell you what, once you start making your own homemade honey mustard, you won't be buying that stuff in the store anymore. I guarantee it. But all I'm going to do is dress my burger buns with the honey mustard. And then I'm going to top it with a piece of red onion. And you know I have to splatter it with some of my favorite Frank's hot sauce because that's just the way I roll in this house. And I'm going to put a little bit more honey mustard on this side of the bun. And I'm going to top it with a great big old piece of red onion. Come on now. And I have a tossed salad, and it's just a simple salad of lettuce and cabbage and red onions, and I think I have some olives in there. And look at that sandwich. Come on now. Why are you buying chicken sandwiches out when you can make chicken sandwiches at home that look this doggone good? On a homemade bun, okay? On a homemade bun. And I had some guacamole left over from a couple of days ago, so I'm going to finish that off. And I'm not going to put that on my sandwich. I got everything on the side because I don't like stuff from for my sandwich to be sliding all over the place. And always give thanks to God for your blessings. I remember the other day when I juiced those lemons, I put a little bit in my water bottle, and that's what I'm having tonight with my dinner. Just plain old lemon waters, unsweetened, just lemon water. And it is so refreshing, especially when it's this hot. And this sandwich is to die for delicious. It is the perfect size, and I'm going to give it a big thumbs up. The following weekend I had another canning project, and I pressure canned some sweet potatoes, and I also made another batch of low sugar orange marmalade jam, and it was absolutely delicious. That jar right there, I did not pressure can because I'm going to send that home with cousin Linda. She's having a medical procedure done, and you guys please keep cousin Linda in your prayers. And that little container right next to that jar, that's the one that's going in the fridge for me. And I am so hooked on these low sugar jams. It works for me. I'm not getting a whole lot of sugar. I'm not sharing preserves that have an over amount of sugar in it, because I am sharing it with some of my elderly neighbors, and I'm sure they have issues with sugar as well. So this way I'm kind of protecting all of us. And I had to make me a piece of toast so I can sample this orange marmalade for you, and it too spreads absolutely beautifully. And when you open it up, you have to stir it up because the fruit has a tendency to float to the top. So here I'm stirring it up, and it smells so good. It spreads like butter, doesn't it? And when I tasted it, I was surprised that it didn't have a really, it's not as orangey flavor as I thought it would be, but it's still very delicious. You got the notes of the sweet and the tangy because of the orange peels that I sliced up really, really super thin, and you incorporate all that in with the jam, and it really does give it a marvelous flavor. Look at that. Like I told you earlier, if you lived closer, I would share it with you. Trust me, it is finger licking good. Now, when I made this recipe, there was a little bit left over after I scooped out the 6 cups that I needed. So I had the orange mixture, which was before I added the sugar to it. And this is just the orange juice itself. And I put it in an ice cube maker, and I made me some orange ice cubes with it, and that way I can use it in my cocktails. I can use it in my smoothies. I'm going to be making some orange chicken here in a couple of days, so I will use it in that, and it's just going to be absolutely perfect. Now, if you are new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by and spending a few minutes of your time with me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. That way YouTube will know that you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And I tell you what, you're going to want to try some of these low sugar jams. Trust me, you really are. All right, I'm going to get going, and I will stop by soon again. So you guys have a great week ahead, and make sure that you watch over your furry buddies. And make you some orange. Make you some orange libations. That'll cool you off. All right, have a good day. And I will see you when I see you. Here's my breakfast. It was so good. It was so, so good.